Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I am an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, August 18th suggest that Steffy Forrester Finnegan will return to the Cliff House carrying far more than she can easily explain, and Taylor Hayes is immediately going to notice that something is wrong with her daughter. Steffy will appear frazzled, emotionally shaken, and visibly upset, making it almost impossible for Taylor to simply welcome her home without asking questions. After everything that has happened, Steffy's state of mind is likely to raise Taylor's suspicions, especially because her daughter will be returning from a night that may have changed everything. The last time viewers saw Steffy and Carter Walton at Forrester Creations, the tension between them was almost impossible to ignore as the two looked ready to give in to the attraction that had been building between them. Now, it appears the soap may skip directly ahead to the morning after that explosive encounter, leaving viewers wondering exactly what happened behind closed doors. Instead of revealing every detail immediately, B&B may use flashbacks to slowly uncover the truth, allowing the mystery surrounding Steffy and Carter's night together to become even more intense. Adding another unexpected layer to the situation, Michael Maloney and Sandra Aguilar will appear on Tuesday's episode as members of a cleaning crew, and their arrival could provide the perfect opportunity to expose Steffy and Carter's secret. There is a strong possibility that the cleaning crew could actually wake the two of them after what may have been a very hot night together, forcing Steffy and Carter to suddenly confront the reality of where they are and what they have done. Imagine the panic of that moment as they scramble to pull themselves together, hide any evidence of their intimacy, and pretend that nothing unusual happened. They may try to make it look as though they simply fell asleep while working late, hoping that their rushed explanations will be enough to keep anyone from asking uncomfortable questions. But even if they manage to escape immediate suspicion, the cleaning crew could still begin gossiping afterward if they sense that something more happened between Steffy and Carter. In the aftermath of a night neither of them can simply erase, the danger may not come only from their own guilt, but from the possibility that someone else has already started putting the pieces together. Whatever ultimately happens between Steffy and Carter, Steffy will eventually make her way back home, where another complicated emotional scene will be waiting for her. Before Steffy returns, Taylor appears likely to accept coffee and baked goods from Deacon Sharp, creating a deceptively peaceful atmosphere before the storm arrives. That calm moment will not last long once Taylor is alone with her daughter, because she will waste little time grilling Steffy about what is really going on. Steffy may choose not to reveal the truth about her night with Carter, keeping that potentially explosive secret buried for now, but she will apparently open up about another major source of turmoil in her life. She will tell Taylor about all the chaos involving Sheila Carter that unfolded in Monaco, giving her mother a clearer picture of the emotional storm that has been surrounding her. Yet even that revelation may pale in comparison to what Taylor learns next, because Steffy has apparently reached a devastating decision about her marriage to Finn. Taylor is expected to be stunned when she discovers that Steffy took off her ring set and has decided that her marriage is over. For Steffy, removing those rings will represent far more than a simple gesture of anger or frustration, because it signals that she may have finally reached the point where she no longer believes her relationship with Finn can survive everything that has happened. Taylor will undoubtedly struggle to process the news, especially as she tries to understand what pushed her daughter towards such a painful and seemingly final decision. Steffi may still be carrying the emotional wounds left by the chaos surrounding Sheila, and the events in Monaco could have convinced her that her marriage has simply endured too many storms. Yet there is another secret hanging over Steffi now, one that makes her decision even more dangerous than Taylor realizes. While Taylor hears about the end of Steffi's marriage, she may have no idea that Carter has become an entirely different kind of complication in her daughter's life. Meanwhile, Finn will be desperate to get back to Los Angeles as quickly as possible, completely unaware of the new danger waiting for his marriage. Once he returns, he will eventually track Steffi down, determined to have a serious conversation with the woman he still loves. Finn will not simply walk away from their relationship without a fight, and he will be prepared to make a heartfelt plea for forgiveness, hoping that somehow he can repair the damage before their marriage becomes impossible to save. His desperation will make the situation even more heartbreaking because Finn will believe he is returning to Los Angeles with a chance to fix his relationship, while Steffi may already have emotionally stepped beyond the point of reconciliation. He will want to remind Steffi of everything they have shared and convince her that their marriage is worth fighting for, even after all the pain and turmoil they have endured. But the more Finn tries to rebuild what has been broken, the more complicated the situation could become, because he has absolutely no idea what may have happened between Steffi and Carter while he was away. That secret could eventually become the scandal that changes everything. Finn will have no reason to suspect that Steffi and Carter have been sizzling behind closed doors, meaning his heartfelt attempt to save his marriage could collide head-on with a betrayal he never saw coming. If the truth about Steffi and Carter's encounter eventually comes to light, it could completely transform the emotional battle between Steffi and Finn and force everyone involved to confront consequences they were not prepared for. Steffi may already be struggling with guilt, confusion, anger, and the uncertainty of what she truly wants, while Carter could find himself pulled even deeper into a situation that began with irresistible attraction and could end with devastating consequences. And Finn, believing that love and forgiveness might still be enough to save his marriage, could be blindsided by the discovery that Steffi has crossed a line he never imagined she would cross. With Steffi's marriage hanging by a thread, Carter lurking as a dangerous new complication, and Finn fighting desperately to get another chance, the question becomes impossible to ignore. Can Steffi and Finn's marriage survive all the storms crashing down around them? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers promise that Finn and Steffi are nowhere near the end of their drama, and Tuesday's episode could mark the beginning of an even more explosive chapter. Steffi's return to the Cliff House, Taylor's questions, the mystery surrounding Carter, and Finn's desperate hope for reconciliation will all push the story toward a confrontation that could have lasting consequences. For now, Steffi may be determined to keep certain truths hidden, but secrets in Los Angeles rarely stay buried forever, especially when emotions this powerful are involved. What happened between Steffi and Carter could remain a mystery for the moment, but the possibility of their secret being exposed will continue to hang over every interaction that follows. As Finn fights to save a marriage he believes can still be repaired, Steffi will have to decide whether the life she once wanted is still the life she wants now. And with Sheila's chaos, Carter's unexpected presence, and the shattered state of her marriage all colliding at once, Steffi's next decision could change everything for good, so viewers will want to stay tuned to the CBS soap for all the drama still to come. As the emotional pressure continues to build around Steffi, the real danger may be that she is no longer simply dealing with one problem at a time. Sheila's chaos in Monaco has already pushed her marriage to the breaking point, but whatever happened with Carter could create an entirely new emotional battlefield that Steffi never expected to enter. She may try to convince herself that the night with Carter was nothing more than a moment of weakness brought on by everything she had been experiencing. Yet the intensity between them could make that explanation increasingly difficult to believe. Carter, meanwhile, may also find himself struggling with the consequences of what happened, especially if the attraction between them was not something either of them could easily dismiss the next morning. Even if they agree to keep quiet, the awkwardness between them could make secrecy much harder than they imagined. Every glance, every pause, and every unexpected encounter could carry the weight of a secret that neither one is ready to confront openly. For Steffi, returning to the Cliff House will not necessarily bring the comfort she needs because Taylor's presence means she cannot simply disappear into her own thoughts without being questioned. Taylor knows her daughter well enough to recognize when something is being left unsaid, and Steffi's frazzled appearance could immediately convince her that there is much more happening beneath the surface. Taylor may focus first on the Monaco disaster and the decisions Steffi made regarding Finn, believing that those events alone are responsible for her daughter's emotional state. But as Taylor watches Steffi struggle to explain herself, she may sense that there is another piece of the puzzle missing. Steffi could carefully choose her words, revealing enough about Sheila and her marriage to explain her pain while deliberately keeping Carter's name out of the conversation. That silence could become just as revealing as an actual confession, because sometimes the secrets a person refuses to discuss are the ones that matter most. Meanwhile, Finn's return to Los Angeles will bring a completely different kind of emotional energy into the story. He will arrive determined to repair his marriage, carrying hope, even though Steffi has already removed her rings and decided that their relationship is finished. Finn may believe that if he can simply reach Steffi emotionally, remind her of their love, and acknowledge the mistakes that brought them here, there might still be a way forward. His plea will likely come from a genuine place of desperation, because losing Steffi is not something he is prepared to accept without a fight. Yet the tragedy of the situation is that Finn will be fighting for a marriage without knowing that another man may now be standing between them. His efforts could therefore become even more painful for Steffi, especially if she is already wrestling with guilt over what happened with Carter. The closer Finn gets to Steffi, the harder it may become for her to maintain control over the situation. She could find herself torn between the history she shares with Finn and the unexpected connection that has developed with Carter, even if she does not yet know what that connection truly means. Steffi has always tried to protect the people she loves while standing firm when she believes she has been pushed too far. But this time, her own emotions may be working against her. She has already made a dramatic statement by removing her rings, yet the arrival of Finn could awaken feelings she thought she had buried. At the same time, memories of the night with Carter could continue to haunt her, leaving her uncertain about whether she is running away from her marriage or moving towards something entirely new. The emotional conflict could become impossible to hide if Finn asks her directly whether there is another reason she seems so different. And then there is Carter, whose role in this unfolding scandal could become much bigger than anyone anticipated. What began as intense tension between two people at Forrester Creations may now have consequences that reach far beyond one secret night. If Carter and Steffi attempt to act as though nothing happened, they will have to maintain that story every time they cross paths, even while knowing exactly what they are trying to hide. The cleaning crew's possible suspicions could make matters even worse because a rumor does not need proof to spread through the Forrester world. One whispered conversation could eventually turn into speculation, and speculation could eventually reach people who have every reason to investigate. Once that happens, Steffi and Carter may discover that keeping their secret is far more difficult than simply agreeing not to talk about it. The greatest danger, however, may be what happens when Finn finally learns the truth. His current plan is based on the belief that the biggest obstacle between him and Steffi is the pain caused by Sheila and the chaos surrounding their marriage. He may be walking into the situation prepared to apologize, plead for another chance, and promise that he will do whatever it takes to make their family whole again. Discovering that Steffi may have been involved with Carter could shatter that hope in an instant, transforming his emotional plea into anger, heartbreak, and betrayal. Carter would also have to face the consequences of becoming involved with Steffi while she was still married to Finn, regardless of how complicated their circumstances had become. What makes the situation even more explosive is that no one can yet say whether the encounter between Steffi and Carter was simply a one-time mistake or the beginning of something neither of them is ready to walk away from. As Steffi stands at the center of this emotional storm, she may eventually be forced to decide what she truly wants rather than simply reacting to one crisis after another. Her decision to end her marriage could have been made in the heat of overwhelming circumstances, but Finn's return may force her to examine whether she really wants that ending or whether part of her still hopes their relationship can be saved. Carter could complicate that decision even further, particularly if their attraction continues to grow after their secret encounter. Taylor may try to guide her daughter through the confusion, but even she may not have all the answers, especially if Steffi continues to conceal the most damaging part of the story. Every choice Steffi makes from this point forward could affect Finn, Carter, Taylor, and the future of her family. For now, the truth remains dangerously close to the surface, and the smallest mistake could bring the entire secret crashing down. Steffi may believe she can separate her marriage problems from what happened with Carter, but emotions rarely remain neatly divided, especially when guilt and desire are involved. Finn will continue believing that love can still save his marriage, unaware that Steffi may be carrying a secret capable of destroying whatever trust remains between them. Carter, meanwhile, could find himself waiting to see whether Steffi regrets what happened or secretly wants it to happen again. And Taylor, after seeing the condition her daughter returns home in, may become increasingly determined to uncover what Steffi is refusing to say. With Sheila's Monaco chaos still casting a shadow over everything, Finn desperate for forgiveness, and Steffi and Carter holding on to a potentially explosive secret, the next chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful could be filled with heartbreak, temptation, betrayal, and revelations that change the lives of everyone involved.